Good evening, everybody. Welcome to class. Good to see you all. So as you know, we've been focusing for June on the second niyama. Niyama means restraint or practice, the things that we want to practice more of. And this is called Santosha, which means contentment. And this is what Gita Ji says about contentment in her book, Yoga, a Gem for Women. It's a beautiful, beautiful book to have in your yoga library. Santosha, contentment. Contentment is a state of mind which is essential for the well-being and development of the body and the mind. Discontent leads to greed and envy, which are insatiable. Contentment gives us a poised mind, which results in pure happiness. So that's what we're looking to find, more contentment in all aspects of our lives. And our yoga practice is our laboratory. So if you find discontent in a pose, then you work with whatever you have around you to find more contentment in that pose, or maybe that category of poses, so you can find more easefulness. Okay, so switch the cross of your legs. Remove any glasses and just bring your hands onto your thighs with your palms downwards. Make sure your hands are not too close to the knees or too close to the hips, just right in the center. And then visualize your hands filled with a little bit of weight. So you have a sense of the thighs and the sitting bones going downwards. And then extend upwards from your outer hips upwards to the underarms. Bring your outer shoulders back and find some wideness, some expansion at the top of your chest and upper back. Bring your head right over your shoulders and then bring your eyes to close and take some deeper breaths in and out. Connect your body and your mind to your breath. Acknowledge this golden present moment, this openness that's always here, fresh, clear. The present moment is always contented. It's only when we put, our stuff about the past or the future into the present moment that it becomes a little bit sometimes uncontented. Soften your face, your forehead, your eyebrows, your jaw. And just start to invite your head towards your heart space. And then join your hands together and lift your chest upwards. Bring your outer shoulders back and move your shoulder blades forward into your back. Acknowledge the deeper aspect of yourself, that unchanging, always present, always contented, peaceful aspect of yourself. And we'll do 3 ohms together. After your next exhalation, take a deeper inhalation. Lift your chest upwards and bow your head to your heart, and intend for this practice of yoga this evening to help you find more contentment in your life, but help you with anything else that's arising in your experience. Release your hands down to your thighs with your palms upwards. Raise your head and then slowly open your eyes. Okay, so stretch out your legs. Okay, and then let's just start with a nice downward facing dog. Those of you here, feel free to use the ropes. Show you how you can use that. Erica and Nicholas, you can just take just a nice downward dog. You can always take your feet wider. So let's use the ropes this way today. So let's not use the belt. So have the blocks this way. So have the blocks that way. And then what you do here is you step one leg through the ropes and then the other leg through the ropes. And you want to step from the front of the ropes inwards. And then you bring these all the way up to the top of the groins. And then when you come down, you have your heels, against those blocks and you walk your hands forward. Those of you at home, you're in just think like your favorite downward dog, you can go wider. Okay, and then we'll also do Uttanasana. So if you need some blocks, some extra blocks or a chair for Uttanasana, have some more blocks around. So bring your heels in front of the blocks. In front, yes. You can still have them up, but you can raise the heels upwards, like almost, that's it. That's perfect, Victoria. Yes, good. And let the ropes hold you. And those of you in downward dog, if we hold too long for you because we have the ropes, just come into child's pose and just rest. And then you can go back up. That looks really good, Erica. See if you can straighten your legs anymore, Erica. That's it. Pull your kneecaps up and straighten your legs. So those of you on the ropes, once you have a sense of the ropes holding the very, very top of the thighs, see if you can walk your hands further forward. Take your heels a little bit wider than your toes, and maybe you can slip your heels a little bit further down, but they don't have to come all the way to the floor. Those of you at home, spread your fingers. Everybody can do this actually. Straighten your arms and turn the tops of your arms outwards. And then Natasha, bring your front ribs in a little bit because you're sinking into your flexibility. That's it. Yes, good. And just for now, just keep your head right in between your arms. Just take it to, that's it. Yes. Keep your front ribs coming up. Good. And then Erica, Nicholas, you can take child's pose for a moment. Big toes touching, knees apart. Take that. That's it. There you go. So there's two versions of downward dog. The first version is when there's just one line here and one line here, right? So that's the one we're doing. Great. Nice. Relax the back of your neck if you can, Victoria. Good. And then when you're ready, Nicholas and Erica, you can come back into a downward dog. See if it comes any better the second time. And maybe you can take your feet as wide as your hands. Maybe you don't need to go as so wide, but feel free to do that if you need to again. And then see if you can relax the back of the neck. Those of you here, yeah, just let your neck be loose. So your ears are in between your arms, but it's not like you're holding your head up or pulling it down. Very good. Now let's take Uttanasana. So those of you here, just walk your feet forwards. I'll bring you some more blocks. You can use these blocks here, or you can, okay, that's fine. And then just keep the ropes right at the top of the thighs. Yes, so you have to walk further out. There you go. And then take your hands out to the sides and release your head down. Those of you at home, you just take your feet either, let's all go mat distance. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Have the outer edges of your feet. Those of you here, make sure to walk far enough forward that you have the ropes holding the tops of the thighs. That's it. And then make sure your hands and whatever your hands are on, like blocks, are wider than your feet. Come up onto your fingertips at first. That's it. Spread your toes. Be balanced evenly on the inner and the outer feet. Allow the head to release downwards. Yes, good. And if it's possible, whatever your hands are on, floor or blocks, see if you can bring your palms closer to the floor for a moment and have a sense of flowing down, and then maintain that as you come back up onto the fingertips. That's good. And really let your neck receive traction as you lift the inner shoulder blades up, keeping your legs active. That's the way. Okay, good. And now bring your hands onto your hips, reach the chest forwards, and up you come. Super good. Okay, so come out of the ropes. So just kind of memorize that if you want to do that version. So there's the one with the belt, and then that's another. It's a nice version, isn't it? With the two separate ropes. You can also do cross ropes. There's different ways to work with downward dog with the ropes. So take your props off of your mat. Those of you here at everybody actually, just turn your mat sideways. So turn your mat sideways, and then have a block in between your feet. And we'll do a little bit of opening up the shoulders. And if you need a belt for Gomukhasana arms, that's the arms where you do this with your arms. Oh, you made it, Nicole. Wonderful. I'm so glad I sent it to you. I followed my intuition. That's great. Good for you. It's nice to see you. Okay. So yeah, if you need a belt for Gomukhasana arms, have a belt, but just use the block at the medium level. So have it at that medium level there, right in between your feet. Yes. And if you notice that your ankles push into the block, then you know you need to bring a little bit more weight to your outer heels, right? So that's a good way to see if you're a little bit collapsing your arches. So bring your hands to the hips and bring your body weight back into your heels. Pull your kneecaps up, keep moving the thighs back, moving the top of the buttocks down, and extend upwards through the sides of your trunk and the crown of your head. And then extend your arms down for Tadasana. Good. Now interlace your fingers in front of your chest, turn your palms forwards and raise your arms up. There you go. So keep those thighs back. Take your outer upper arms in, keeping your back ribs lifting up. So the back ribs lifting up, that's it. Yes, keep your eyes at eye level. Relax the back upper neck muscles down. Yeah, so this goes down. So this all goes up. That's it. And then this goes down. There you go. Relax your eyes and your jaw and your tongue. Super good. Now bring your arms forwards and down. And then just bring your right arm out to the side this way. Turn your right palm backwards. Bring your right hand to the back. And you can use your left hand to help your right hand up your back. Good. Stay extended on this right side. And then take this left arm up. Turn that inner left arm back, keep your arm close to your head and hold your fingers. Yes, that's it. And then settle your body weight back into your heels and pull your fingers apart and keep moving the inner edge of that right shoulder blade into the back, reaching up through the crown of your head. And your head goes back into your left forearm and your back ribs move into the right forearm. And then release. Great. Now, if you're using a belt, put it on the other shoulder and then interlace your fingers in front of your chest, but lift each of your fingers one finger upwards. So that reverse interlace. Turn your palms forwards and raise those arms. How is your shoulder, my T? Is it any better? Iffy? Okay. Okay. So remember to get space here, first you have to raise your arms up. So at first it feels like your shoulders are shrugging up. Go ahead for that. That's it. And then that's when you turn the outer armpits forwards, and that's when you soften the back upper neck muscles down, because you don't want to stay like that. But when you lift your arms up, it gives your shoulder joint more space. That's it. Good. And then bring your arms forwards and down, and bring your left arm out to the side. Internally rotate that left arm. Bring your left hand to your back. Use your right hand to help your left hand up your back without shortening this left side. And then raise the right arm up. Turn the inner upper right arm back and hold. There you go. Settle your body weight back in your heels and pull your fingers apart and move the inner edge of that left shoulder blade in. See if you can bring your arm closer. That's it, Victoria. Good. Keep reaching up through that right elbow. Move your head back into the right forearm and your back ribs into the left forearms. Yes. And then release. Come back to Tadasana. Great. Okay, now put this belt to the side and put the block to the side. Grab hold of a blanket, and you might need more than one. So take a blanket like this and fold it into from shoulder stand size into a seated pose square size. So just like we would sit on. And then have that blanket there and have your heels on that blanket. So you're giving your heels a little bit of a lift. Bring your feet together. Bring your hands to the hips and press your heels down into that blanket and then bend your knees for Uttanasana. Bring your arms forward so that you can move your shin bones back. Squish the blanket with your heels. Move your thighs down, move your buttocks down. That's it, good. And then come on up. Great. Now try it with your arms lifted. So bring your arms out to the sides this way. Turn your arms so that your palms turn upwards, externally rotating your arms. Bring your arms all the way up. So keep pulling the sides of your trunk upwards. So bring these arms up, but quiet down those back upper trapezius muscles. And then bend your knees, Uttanasana. If that feels too much, bring your hands to the hips. So squish the blankets, sit like you're sitting into a chair. That's it. Squish the blanket, move the thighs down, bring the tailbone in and the arms back. Super good. And now straighten your legs and come on up. Very good. Now, so you can try it. Keep the blanket if that's really helping you. To me, it really works to get some height under the heels, right? It gives me more of a feeling, but you can do it without. So you can try it. We'll do it one more time without. So either stand on the blanket or work without it. That's it. Yeah. Bring your arms out to the sides. Revolve your arms. Raise your arms upwards. And then bend your knees and go down. Yes. Keep your arms back alongside your ears. Move the hip crease back. Tailbone in. Arms back. Go wider with your arms if you need to. Be in your heels. Keep your eyes at eye level. Straighten those arms. Nice. And now come on up and bring your arms out to the sides and down. Great. Okay, so we're going to do Utthita Konasana. So those of you who are still working with the blanket, take that away. Take the blanket away. And if you need a block or a chair for your right hand, have a block or a chair for your hand. Otherwise, we're going to bring the hand to the leg for Utthita Konasana, triangle pose. So stand with your feet together. Bring your hands to the center of your chest and step your right and then your left leg out or jump your legs apart. So step or jump. That's it. So bring your feet all the way out under your hands. There you go. Now turn your left foot slightly in and roll to the little toe side of that left foot, getting this left hip in. Turn your right leg out and keep turning that leg out. Good. Now inhale, lift up your chest. Let's just touch upon the pose. Reach over and bring your right hand down to the leg. Straighten your legs. Yeah, you can put your hand on a block or on a chair if that feels better for you. Straight, lift your chest and extend your arms up. Good. Now reach up with your left arm and come up out of the pose. That's it. Turn your right toes forwards. Inhale. As you exhale, turn your right foot in and roll to the little toe side of that right foot. Draw this right hip in. Turn your left leg out and have a heel to arch alignment of your feet. See that your hips are even. Now lift your chest upwards and then reach over and down. Bring your left hand down to your leg or down to a block, or even your hand can be on a chair. So straighten your legs. Connect your legs to your hips. Lift your chest upwards and reach your arms away from your chest. Good. Now reach up with that right arm and come up out of the pose. Turn your left toes forwards. Bring your hands to the hips and deepen your breath. If anyone needs to bring their legs together and then go back out again, feel free to do that. Now we're going to do it again and we're going to hold the pose. So bring your arms out to the sides. Maybe you can bring your feet a little bit wider the second time. And keep rolling to the little toe sides of the feet. Now turn your left foot slightly in. Turn your right leg out from the top of your thigh. Good. Keep this left hip coming in as you roll that outer left foot down. And as you turn this right leg out, it's the bottom of this buttocks that starts to wrap under, right there, right where these pants are. That's why sometimes we have these puna shorts, because they're really nice to get that feeling of this wrapping under you. As you go out, bring your hand down to your leg and bring your left hand onto the hip. And make sure that this bottom edge of your leg and your hip is really wrapping under. That's really important. That has to wrap under. Good. And then keep rolling to the little toe side of that left foot. Roll your outer left thigh back. Lift your chest upwards. Now, see if you can turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling, away from your right inner thigh. And as you do that, see if you can move your right hand further down. If you're on a block, maybe you can bring your palm flat to the block, or maybe you can lower the block. Yes, that's it. Good. And then bring your head back and be on your fingertips there. That's it. Good. And then lift up your left arm. Yes, there you go. So keep rolling to the little toe side of that left foot, wrapping that right buttocks under you. These are good. Turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling. Keep your left arm in line with your left chest, but roll your left chest back. That looks great, Nicole. If your neck is feeling good, lift your chin away from the chest and look upwards at your left hand. Nice. Press your outer left foot and come up out of the pose. Those are nice poses. Turn your right toes forwards. And we'll do the other side. That's it. So turn the right foot in. Roll to the little toe side of that right foot. Keep this right hip in. Turn your left leg out from the top of the thigh. Good. And remember to keep rolling this outer left thigh under you. So there's like this buttock starts to get absorbed in as you reach over and then down. And then bring your right hand onto the hip. Good. Try not to start with your lowest place. That's it. Nice. Good. So the first thing is, of course, stability in your legs. Straighten your legs. Keep rolling to the little toe side of that back right foot. Can you find that place that I was talking about? Like the bottom of that left buttocks. It like wraps under you. That's it. Yes. That's a confidence that comes. And now see if you can turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling, bringing your left chest forwards. And then as you do that, see if it's possible to move your left hand down any lower. And then raise your right arm up and reach your arms away from each other. That's it. Pull your head away. If your neck is feeling up for it tonight, lift your chin away from your breastbone. And then from the back of your head, you look upwards. Nice. Deepen your breath. Now press that outer right foot and come up out of the pose. Those are coming well. Turn your left foot in. Step or jump your legs back together. Come back to Tadasana. Join your feet together. Good. Okay, so now let's do Upavishta Konasana. So you might want to have a block on this right-hand side. And if you have a second block, you can have one on the left-hand side. So you have a couple of blocks there. Some of you will use the blocks, some of you won't, and that's just fine. Okay, so stand in front of your blocks and bring your hands to the center of your chest. And again, either step your left and then your right leg out, or jump your legs wide apart. Bring your feet all the way out under your hands, and then turn your left foot in, seal that outer left foot down, draw this left hip in, turn your right leg out from the top of the thigh. Good. Find again that place, that outer right thigh under that right buttocks. Keep that coming under you as you bend your front knee. Get your knee right over the ankle, and then reach over and bring your right forearm onto the thigh. That's it. And then sweep this left arm up alongside your ear and have a line from your outer left foot beyond the left fingertips, rolling the left ribs back. Good. Now lift up your left arm and up you come. That's the way. Turn your right toes forward. Inhale. As you exhale, turn that right foot in. Seal that outer right foot down. Turn your left leg out. Lift your chest. And as you push this right hip in, your front left knee bends. Bring your knee right over the ankle. That's it. Now reach over. Bring your left forearm onto the thigh with your left palm upwards. Are you still bringing that left buttocks under you? And then bring this arm forwards and up alongside the back of your ear. And then reach from that outer right foot beyond those right fingertips. Roll the right ribs back. Good. And now lift up your right arm and up you come. Turn your left toes forwards. Bring your hands to the hips. and deepen your breath. Yeah, if you need to bring your legs together, bring your legs together and then take your legs wide again. Otherwise, keep your legs wide. So raise your arms out to the sides. Maybe you can creep your feet a little bit wider. Some of you look like you were at a good distance. Yeah. So lift the inner legs to the outer legs. Now turn your left inner foot in, turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. And as you press that outer left foot, draw this left hip in, and that's what bends your knee. And then reach over, bring your right forearm here and bring your left hand here. Now, some of you, you can bring your hand down to the block, or you can just have your fingertips on the floor, on the little toe side of the foot. That's the way. Good, so now once you're there, ask yourself, are you equally balanced on your right and your left foot? Are you more in your right foot or more in your left foot? Most of us are a little bit more in the right foot, isn't that true? So you have to bring more weight to the back foot, the outer edge of that back foot. And then can you get that same place, that place right where your short creases might be? This comes under you. As you roll your right knee back, keep your outer left thigh going back, and then take your top arm up alongside the ear. And reach from the outer left foot beyond the left fingertips. Turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling. If your neck is feeling good tonight, lift your chin up and look upwards under your left underarm from the back of your head. Nice. That's it. Keep that inner left leg lifting. Beautiful, you guys. Now lift up your left arm and up you come. Turn your right toes forward. Bring your hands to the hips. Deepen your breath. Well done. Now bring your arms out to the side, shoulder height. Turn your right foot in slightly. Turn your left leg out from the top of the thigh. Have a heel to arch alignment of your feet. And this right hip draws in to bend your left knee. Good, then reach over, bring your left forearm onto the thigh, bring your right hand onto the hip. Maybe you're gonna stay there. Otherwise, you can move your left hand onto the floor or a block on the little toe side of the foot. Yes. And then ask yourself, with your right hand on your hip, are you equally balanced in your feet, or are you more in the left foot? More. So roll to the outer edge of that right foot, but bring your left sitting bone a little bit lower. The left sitting bone goes down. And then find that place on that outer left thigh and wrap that left buttocks under you as you move the left knee back, and then bring your top arm up alongside the back of your ear and reach from your outer right foot beyond those right fingertips. That's it. Use your breath. Inhale. And now roll those right ribs back. Move your top arm further back. Lift your chin, and from the back of your head, look upwards under the right underarm. Nice. That's the way. Now lift up your right arm and up you come out of the pose. Turn your left toes forwards and then step or jump your legs back together. Step your left leg in, right leg in, or jump your legs back together and stand in Tadasana. Great. Now take your feet about hip distance apart. Have the outer edges of your feet parallel to each other. Bring your hands onto the hips. Roll your shoulders back and then come down. Bring your hands down. You might need your blocks there. Lift your chest upwards and then take your hands again out to the sides, Uttanasana. And if you need to, take your feet wider. You know, you can take your feet wider. Take your hands out to the sides on the floor. Relax your head down. So first you lift your head up and then you take the head and the chest down. And if it's coming well, some of you can walk your hands further back, like alongside your feet, but keep them wide. Have your fingernails in a straight line with your toenails. Otherwise, keep your hands forward. That's more forgiving. Some of you with blocks, you can try moving the blocks lower. Yes. Make sure that your legs are fully extended. The tops of the thighs are hitting back, and then roll the buttocks towards the sacrum and get that feeling of the sides of your trunk releasing downwards. Super good. Now, concave your back again. Okay, and then bring your left hand onto your outer right ankle and keep your right hand out to the side. And then with your head, look back in between your right leg and your right arm. So this is called Parsva Uttanasana. Now, when you're doing this pose, don't let your left hip come forward. Keep your left hip back. The hips want to turn, right? Take your right hand out to the side. That's it. And now turn your abdomen from the right side to the left side. Turn your abdomen so it starts to move further over that left leg. Good. Now come back to the center, concave your back again, lift your chest upwards, and then with your right hand, hold on to your outer left ankle. Keep your left hand out to the side in line with your shoulder, and then look back with your head in between your left arm and your left leg. Yes, that's the way. And then you can pull on your ankle. Now, turn your abdomen from the right to the left without letting your right hip come forwards. Super good. Now, let's do that one more time. Concave your back, lift your chest upwards. Good. Now, hold on to your right ankle with your left hand. Take your right hand out to the side. Keep your outer left hip back, but turn your abdomen to the right. Now inhale and then exhale, bend your left elbow further down, left elbow, and move your right elbow out to the side. So you release. Very good. And then one more time on the other side. Come back to concave back. Make sure that you're not turning your hips. Now bring your right hand to the outer left ankle. Make sure that your right hip isn't coming forwards. Keep it back in line with your left hip. Look back between your left arm and your left leg. Inhale. And then as you exhale, can you take your right elbow any further down as you turn your abdomen from the right to the left? That's the way. Good. And now concave your back, everybody. Come back to the center. And then one more time, go down and hold both of your ankles from behind. Hold your ankles from behind. Even get your thumbs to the back and pull downwards. Pull downwards. Hold on to your ankles or even closer to your heels and go down. Elbows are way out to the sides. That's the way. Good. Now bring your hands onto the hips. Reach your chest forwards and up you come. Good. So those look pretty good. That's called Parsva Uttanasana. Okay, so now move your mats, the long edge of your mat to your wall. The long edge of your mat will come to the wall. I think all three of you can fit on the rope wall there. Just make sure that you're not too close to the window there, Natasha. If you don't have a wall, you can do this. You can see what I'm going to do, and then you can figure out how you can do it without a wall. So you bring the long edge of your mat to the wall. Okay, and let's all use some blocks, but I can also show with a chair. So you have some blocks here. And I'm standing, I'm not too close to the wall. So from the side view, I'm not too close to the wall. I'm like about maybe a little less than a forearm's distance, but I'm not really close to the wall. Okay, so that's just from the side view. And then watch what I do. I have one leg forward and one leg back. Okay, and I'm turning my hips here, and then I'm coming down, concaving my back like we just did for that last pose. And we'll just do this first with the hand on this block that's near the arch of the foot. And I bring this hand onto the wall. So I'm turning. Parivrita Trikonasana. Okay, so let's try that. So get ready. Have the right side of your body towards the wall. Have your blocks in front of you. If the blocks feel too low, you can use a chair. You can use the seat of a chair if the blocks feel too low for you. Okay, so step your right leg forward. Make sure that you're not too close to the wall, and bring your right foot like in between the blocks, and then step your left leg back about one leg's distance. And you have a heel to heel alignment, but you can always take your feet a little bit wider if you need to. Yeah, and you can have your right hand on the wall for balance. Very good. Good, so lift up through your chest, straight, press your heels down, firm your hips in, bring your tailbone forward. Good, now bring your hands to the hips and come down and bring your hands down to those blocks. Now, some of you can be on your fingertips. If you don't need blocks, just be on your fingertips on the floor. Right leg is forward, NJ. You have to turn around. You have to turn around. So the right side of your body is towards the wall. Right leg forward, left leg back. You got it. Good, so lift your chest. Look upwards, straighten your legs and keep your attention in the back outer left foot. Yes, good. Okay, good. Now bring your left block and your left hand close to the arch of your front foot. and bring your right hand up onto the wall, on your fingertips, and turn towards the wall. Turn towards the wall. Keep pressing that outer left foot down. That's it, so that your left hip doesn't go forwards. Press your inner right foot down and draw that right hip back. Use your right fingertips on the wall. Bring it a little bit higher up the wall and then turn. Yeah, that's it. Turn your abdomen, turn your ribs. Turn your abdomen, turn your ribs without letting your right hip go to the wall. This is pretty good, Victoria. How does it feel? Okay. Get that right hip in, lift your chin upwards and turn. Push with your right fingertips into the wall. Turn your waist, turn your ribs towards the wall. That looks good. Okay, and now bring your right hand down. That's it. Good. Move your left block a little bit to the side, move it away, and then bring your left arm forwards and windmill your arms up. Windmill your arms up to come up. And I'll show that. That's it. So I didn't show that. That was my bad. So watch. So what I do, when I come up, I just move this block to the side. I reach this arm forwards and I windmill my arms up, because that teaches you to come into it classically, because eventually you're in the center of the room and you're doing this in the center of the room. We're using the wall because it really gives a nice sense of confidence. So move your blocks to the other side. Move your blocks to the other side. And now your left hip will be against the wall. And you can see if you were too close, if you feel like the wall was pushing you outwards, you're too close. If you find that you had to lean in towards the wall, you're too far. So you can use your best judgment. So step your left leg forward in between the blocks, step your right leg back, and you have a heel to heel alignment, unless you need to go a little bit wider. So bring your hands to the hips and press your heels down, firm your hips in, bring your tailbone forwards, lift your chest, and then come down and bring your hands down to your blocks or be on fingertips and lift your chest, concave your back, which means to bring your upper back in. Good. Now bring your right hand and your right block close to your left arch. See if you can take a slightly longer distance, my team. Move your right leg further back. Yeah, that's it. And now inhale, keep your right hand on that block and bring your left hand up onto the wall on your fingertips and have a bend of your left elbow. You can bring it pretty high up the wall. That's it, Erica. Good. So straighten your legs. Yes, that's the way. Straighten your legs. Make sure that your left hip doesn't swing towards the wall. Keep it coming in. Lift your chin up. Lift your chin up and turn. Turn your abdomen. Turn your ribs and use your breath to turn more. This is coming nicely. I'm so proud of you. That's great. Good. Okay. Now move your right block to the side. Just move it away so you have room. Reach your right arm forwards and windmill your arms up and come up. Turn your toes forwards. Super good. Isn't that fun? Now bring your arms and your legs together. Anytime you can do a windmill, it's nice. It's like a cartwheel, right? It raises your spirits, windmills and cartwheels. Okay, good. So we're going to do that again. Okay, and now some of you, when we do it a second time, watch. So I'll show on this same side. So watch. So when I come down again, some of you can move your hand from this block over to this block, but I have to move from this shoulder all the way down to that hand. It comes all the way down, and then this hand comes to the wall. So now I'm getting more of a turn. And some of you can even lift this left arm up. That's the classic pose, right? So I'm just turning. And then I bring my hand onto the wall and you can windmill your arms up. Okay, so some of you are going to repeat with your hand on the inside. Some of you can also experiment with going lower with your props. But some of you are going to move your hand to the outside. Get ready. Step your right leg forward, step your left leg back. Make sure that you feel stable. Turn your back foot out enough that you feel stable. Have a heel to heel alignment unless you need to go wider. That's it. Good. Squeeze, draw your hips inwards. Inhale, lift your chest, and then come down. Bring your hands onto those blocks. Lift your chest. Now, some of you move your left block closer to your right foot, but some of you turn your abdomen, turn your ribs, and move your left hand over to the other block. Move your left hand to the other block and bring your right hand up onto the wall. That's the way, yes. So straighten your legs. Move your right hand higher, Erica, up the wall. That's it. Lift your chest, Erica, lift your chest. Have a slight bend of that right elbow. That's improved. Again, Victoria, that's great. Turn, push the wall with that right hand. turn your abdomen, lift your chin. Some of you, if you have your balance, take your right arm off the wall and just have it in a straight line with your left arm. That's the way. Prasaritsa Konasana. Beautiful. Now get your balance. Move your left block to the side and windmill your arms up. Reach your arms up and out. Left arm forward. Yes, there you go. Okay, Erica, that's good. There you go. You'll get it. No worries. Bring your hands to the hips and move your blocks to the other side. Okay, Prasaritsa Konasana. It looks like we're making some good progress in this pose. So step your left foot forward in between the blocks. Step your right leg back. Have a heel to heel alignment. Bring your hands to the hips. Hug your hips inwards. Inhale and bring your tailbone forwards and then come down. Bring your hands down to those blocks and concave your back. Concave your back. So lift your chest and then either keep your right hand on the inside block. Otherwise, as you turn your abdomen, you turn your ribs, bring your right hand to the other block, to the little toe side. Bring your left hand up onto the wall. Yes. So that's it, Erica, that's it. Get your stability, have a bend of your top arm. So straighten your legs, firm your hips, keep your left hip in, turn your abdomen, turn your ribs, turn your face towards the wall. Keep reaching from the right shoulder blade down. And then some of you, if you have your balance, lift your left arm up away from the wall. So it's in a straight line with your bottom arm. And turn, that's it, NJ. Prasaritsa Konasana, beautiful. Okay, now get your balance. You can move your right block to the side. Now reach your right arm forward, Erica, right arm forward. Yes, and then windmill, like there you go, perfect. That's how you do it, very good. Turn your left toes forwards. Bring your arms and your legs back together. Stand in Tadasana. And just get your breath. The twists have a tendency to take your breath away, right? So then refresh your body with some deeper breaths. Okay, now we're going to do Prasaritsa Padottanasan. So if you need blocks in front of you, have blocks. Make sure again that you're not too close to the wall. You're about a forearm's distance more or less away from the wall in the center of your mat. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. Step or jump your legs wide apart. Make sure that you're not too close to the wall. Take your feet all the way out under your fingertips, very wide. Have your heels a little bit wider than the toes and roll to the little toe sides of the feet. Good, now bring your hands to the hips. Lift your shoulders and roll your shoulders back. Move your shoulder blades forward and lift your chest by coiling the back armpit to the front armpit, and then come down and bring your hands down under the shoulders and lift your chest, concave your back. That's it. Bring your palms flat if you can. It's like you're pulling backwards with your hands. As you pull the armpits and the breastbone forwards, inhale, and now exhale, bend your elbows straight backwards, release your head down. Walk your hands back in between your feet and let your head release down. Bring your hands in a straight line with your feet. If this is too much for anybody, walk your hands forward like downward dog. Walk your hands forward. And then see how far your head is from the floor. And see if you can take your feet a little bit wider and get your head down. Otherwise, you can put something under your head like a block. So stay on the outer edges of the feet, spread those inner legs. Super good. This is great. This is a good pose. But I just want you to move this right inner leg out because your right hip is lower than your left hip. So press more to the outer edge of this right foot and move your inner right leg out. This goes out. Yeah, that's it. That's better. So that's an evenness there. Keep your shoulders lifting, rest your head. Maybe you can move that block one level lower, Victoria. I think you can. Yes, that looks good. Erica, you're really flowing down. Looks good. Nicole and NJ. Now come back to concave back. Lift your chest. Bring your feet closer together. And then bring your hands to the hips. Reach the chest forwards and up you come. Good. Come back to Tadasana. Okay, now those of you who practice head balance, get ready for headstand. You can stay at the wall. Otherwise, if you have a practice in the center of the room, go to the center. And those of you here, if you want to hang on the ropes, you can also hang on the ropes. You can do the headstander. So lots of different things, choices you can do here. You could even do the back bender. All of those are fine options for headstand. Those of you at home, if you're not doing headstand, take Supta Swastikasana. So you just bring your spine onto a bolster and you sit in front of your bolster with your legs crossed and you go back over the bolster with your legs crossed. Lengthen your buttocks flesh, and then you can hold on to your elbows. So if you're not doing headstand and you don't have anything else to work with at home, then you're doing this pose, Supta Swastikasana. Great. Otherwise, headstanders, go ahead up. Yeah, that looks, let me change it to this. So come on up for a second, and I'll put something can go here. And then just turn this bolster this way. And then see, because it will support your neck. That's it. Doesn't that feel good? That's great. So get that. That's it. Great. That's perfect. That's great. Good. That's fine. Yeah, you want to hold for a short time, but you want to fold your mat in half and then fold it again and then interlace your fingers at the wall. Good. And then bring your head down and then wrap your, round the bun. There you go. Good. And then roll your toes under, walk in, keep your shoulders lifting. Take your feet a little bit wider so I can see. That's great. Your head looks in a good place. And then lift one leg up and then the other leg up. Keep it straight as you go up. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, so just hold that. Keep your heels on the wall, but your buttocks off the wall. Keep bringing your tailbone forward, Natasha. Tailbone forward. That looks good, Victoria. Those of you on the bolster, switch the cross of your legs and then switch the cross of your arms. That looks excellent, NJ. So press those forearms and wrists down, lift up through the sides of your trunk. So bring your legs together, Natasha. Bring your heels to the wall, reach up through here, and heels down and tailbone in. Do you feel that? Heels in, tailbone in, that much. And then bring this back. Yes, that's better. That's a better pose. Keep scrubbing those heels higher. Yes. Buttocks in, tailbone in. That looks amazing. Maitzi, do you feel okay in that pose? That looks great. Yeah, exactly. Every day is different. That looks good. Great. Okay. Now, those of you in headstand, stay a couple more months longer if it's coming well, but come down whenever you need to and come into child's pose. Those of you on the bolster, you just slide back, just slide backwards, all the way back over those bolsters. Be careful of your head coming to the floor there. Slide a little bit further back. There you go. Great. And then you just rest with your legs up on the back bender. You got it. And then those of you with your legs crossed, just stretch out your legs and bring your arms alongside your body. And if you find that your head is falling back, just slip something under your head, like a blanket or a towel. If you're still in headstand, come down and rest in child's pose. Great. Take some deeper breaths in and out. Okay, and then come back to the center and then put your mats sideways. You don't need a wall anymore, but put your mat sideways like we would do for standing postures, right? So you put the mat in a horizontal way. And then grab a couple of blankets and fold them like we did earlier when we were standing on the blankets for Uttanasana. So you have two blankets. And you see how you can have the fringes going to the side? See if you can organize your blankets so that the fringes are going backwards towards the ropes or away from the camera. So it looks like that. So normally, if we were starting the class, we might turn the blankets this way, right? But I'm asking you now to turn the blankets this way. Okay, and some of you might need to sit on more height. You could even sit, if you wanted to, on the front edge of a bolster. You could sit on the front edge of a bolster. That would work. Okay, and then we're going to start with Virasana. So you have your feet around those blankets, like that. The blankets are just in between your feet, and you move the calf muscles away from the backs of the knees and you come down. If you need more padding under your shins, just double your sticky mat so you can have more padding under the shin bones. So this is what it looks like. Just my sitting bones are on those blankets. Some of you will need to go higher. You can always fold the back of the blanket up and you can go higher up. You can fold more height, or you can use a bolster. And if this is not good for anyone, you can also sit in cross legs. Great. Okay, so Virasana. Move the blankets back. So the blankets are just in between your feet. Just in between your feet. Yes, they're not, and they're just under your sitting bones. And then bring your legs, bring your inner thighs closer together. There you go. The blankets are just under the sitting bones. So make sure that you have the right height. Now, some of you can go lower. Maybe you don't need 2 blankets. Maybe you just need 1. Okay? Just make sure that your inner knee is not dropping down. That's really, really important. And make sure that your toes are reaching straight backwards. And then you can lift up your hips just a little bit and pull the flesh of your buttocks back. And then pull the shin skin and your kneecap skin forward, so you have some space. And then make sure that you're in a sense of contentment. Is this okay, Maiti? Can you do it? Where do you feel it? Yes, you might feel it there. Yes, you might feel it there. Okay, so make sure to move this calf muscle further out to the side. Yeah, move that calf muscle further out. Does that feel any better? And if it doesn't, sit higher up. Sit higher up. Yeah, use another blanket. Good. So any kind of pose with the knees, you have to take some time. They're worth doing. And this is actually a really good pose for the knees. Does that feel better now? Good. Okay, nice. So once you have your pose, bring the heel of your hands into the root of the thighs and press down, and then lift up through the sides of your trunk, and then raise your arms upwards. See that your palms are facing each other, and turn to the right, turn to the right. And then you bring your right hand onto the left side of the blankets. Bring your right hand onto the left side of the blankets, the left edge of the blankets. That's it. And bring your left hand onto your outer right thigh near to the knee. Bend your elbows. That's it. Be balanced evenly on your 2 sitting bones. And then turn your abdomen to the right. Bend your elbows and use your back arm to turn you. It's the back arm that propels us around. Lift your chin up and turn. Come back to the center. Nice. Now bring your arms out to the sides this way. Revolve your arms and raise your arms up. Make sure that you're not pushing the lumbar spine forward, the abdomen forwards. That's it. You could stay a little bit more towards the center of the sits bones. Now inhale and then exhale. Turn to the left and bring your left hand onto the right side of the blankets or the bolster. And make sure that you're turning the top of your left arm outwards, left fingernails backwards. Bring your right hand onto the outer left thigh. Bend both of your elbows. Inhale, bend your right elbow forwards, your left elbow backwards. Inhale, lift your chest, and now turn. Be balanced evenly on your sitting bones, Parsva Virasana. Use your back arm to turn more, and then use your front arm to turn even more still, lifting up your chin. Super good. Now release. Very good. Now lift up your hips, and you can just swing your legs around and sit on the front of the blankets. You can bring your legs together, or you can have your legs a little bit apart. Bring your fingertips beside you. That's it, and lift up through your chest. Good. So I'm still sitting on the blankets, but you can, yeah, still sit on whatever height you had, because now we're gonna do Bharabhadrasana. Okay, but before we do this, well, let's start this way first. Okay, so bring your right leg under your left foot, under your left leg, your right leg under, and your right foot comes outside the blankets. And then bring your left ankle into the arch of this foot. And you move the blankets a little bit to the right. So these blankets are just under my right buttocks. They're just under the right buttocks. Yes, and make sure you have enough height. Does this feel okay, Mighty? Good. So the left toes are going straight backwards. The right toes are going to the left. Move this hip down. And you can always sit higher if your hip is a lot higher. Very good. And the blanket is just under the sitting bone. It's not under the thigh. Raise your arms up again. And keep that left hip moving down. Turn to the right and bring your right hand onto the left side of the blankets. And bring your left hand onto your outer right thigh and turn. Virabhadrasana. That's it. So bring your body weight into the foot side. Both of your feet are outside the left hip. Release the left thigh and the left outer hip down. Inhale, lift. Turn with your back arm and turn your abdomen, turn your ribs. Lift your chin and move the dorsal spine in. That's the way. And then come back to the center. Super good. Stretch your legs forwards. Okay, and then bring your left leg under your right leg so it comes outside the blankets. Bring your right ankle into your left arch. And move the blankets over to the left so they're just under that left sitting bone. If you have thicker calves like I do, you can always move this outer calf outward, the outer right calf. So there's nothing under your right buttocks. You can feel with your right hand. The right buttocks is just free and clear. The support is under the left buttocks. So this thigh has to go down. Now raise your arms upwards. Keep shifting your body weight towards that foot side. Yeah, you might have to sit a little bit higher up, Mighty. So have those blankets under that. There you go. That looks good. Does this feel okay? Can you do that? Good. Now turn to the left. Bring your left hand onto the right side of the blankets and bring your right hand onto the outer thigh. Turn away from your feet. Turn to the left. That's it. Turn away from the feet. You got it. So keep that right hip moving down. Descend the right hip. Lift a little bit taller on the right side. And now inhale, turn with your back arm as you exhale, turn yourself around. Get that left shoulder blade into your back. See if you can get your right chest as far forward as your left chest, Victoria. Bring the right chest all the way around to those curtains. That's it. Lift your chin up. Very good. And now release. Very good. Stretch out your legs. Good. Okay, now get your blocks. And you're going to put your blocks on either side of the blankets towards the back of your blankets. So it looks this way. So the blocks are coming towards the fringe side. So then watch what I do. I'll show you. So once I have my legs to the left, the blanket's just under that right sitting bone, and I turn, some of you can get your hand here again, but see if you can get this hand all the way around to the block, and it really gives you a stronger turn. This hip goes down, the abdomen is turning, and I'm really getting this chest to come all the way around, lifting my chin up. Elbows are bent. So Virabhadrasana. Okay, so let's try that. So swing your legs around to the left. Have your left ankle in your right arch. The blankets are just under the right sitting bone. Shift your body weight to the left side. That's it. Go down with this left hip. And now bring your arms out to the sides this way. Turn your arms and raise your arms upwards. You got it. Pull upwards. Keep moving that left hip down. Now as you turn, bring your right hand all the way onto the left side of the block. Yes, and bring your left hand onto your outer right thigh. And turn yourself all the way around. Yes, that's really good. Okay, that's it. That's good. Does that feel okay? Can you do it? Yes. So keep the left hip moving down. Inhale, lift. Get taller on that left side. Keep releasing this left hip down. Yes, and turn. Lift your chin up. Nice. And bring your right hand onto the left side of the block. Bend this elbow. You can bring the block closer. There you go. And you're like pushing the block into the blankets. Does that feel okay, Victoria? That looks good. Lift your chin and now release. Very good. Stretch your legs forwards and bring your legs around to the left side. Is that the right side? The right side. Bring your legs around to the right side because we're going to turn to the left. The blankets are just under that left sitting bone. So your right ankle is in your left arch. And they're just under the sitting bone, not under the thigh. Good. So keep releasing this right thigh down. Now bring your arms out to the sides this way. Keep shifting your body weight to the right. Turn your arms. Raise your arms up. First, you have to get tall. Now turn and bring your left hand onto the right side of that block. And bring your right hand onto your outer left thigh. And turn. Yes, make sure that you've turned your left fingernails backwards so that your left shoulder is rolling away from the neck. And then shift again towards your foot side. Keep that right hip down. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, turn. Does this feel okay, Natasha? Good. Keep spreading your elbows, lift and turn. Move that right hip down. Turn your waist, turn your ribs. Lift your chin up and turn. Yes, so bring your hand this way. And then lift and turn. Does that feel okay? Yeah, lift and turn. Use your breath. Lift and turn, releasing that right hip downwards and turn. Very good, you guys. Okay, and now come back to the center. Nice. And stretch your legs forward. Good. Now you can stay on that same height, but center yourself on your blankets. So just your sitting bones are on the blankets. And if you need to sit higher, add another blanket, or again, you can always sit on the front edge of a bolster. That also works. Okay, so bring your fingertips under the back of the right knee and bring your right heel close to the blankets, but turn your right foot inwards a little bit. Turn the right foot inwards and then make your left leg into Upavishta Konasana. So it goes out to the side. That's it. Good. Now with your left hand, hold on to your right knee, lift up your chest. You can kind of lean back a little bit at first so that your abdomen can move to the right. The abdomen has to turn, and then bring your right hand onto the left side of the blankets. Yeah, don't worry about the block. That might be a little bit too much. That's it. So lift your chest upwards, press your left leg down, turn your abdomen from the right to the left, and then with your left hand, pull on your knee. Yes, and lift up through your chest and turn. Turn yourself further around with that back arm. That's the way. Good. Now come back to the center. Centralize your left leg and stretch out your right leg. And we'll do that on the other side. Good. So bend your left knee, bring your left heel close to the blankets. Turn your left foot in a little bit so it turns in, and then decentralize your right leg into Upavishta Konasana. That's it. And then you can lean back a little bit so the abdomen starts to turn. Give yourself space, and then bring your right hand onto the knee and bring your left hand onto the right side of the blankets. And then lift up through your chest and then turn to the left. Press that right leg down. Use your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. When you can't go anymore, see if you can turn more with your back arm. The back arm is what turns you. Push your hand into the blankets, the right side of the blankets, and then hold your knee in place. Turn your abdomen, lift your chin. Excellent. And now release. Good. Bring your legs back to the center. Good. And we'll do the first side again. So watch what I do. So I bring this knee up. Some of you can repeat that. This leg is decentralized. But now, once I've got this abdomen to turn, you can just wrap this arm around the front of the knee. So it's like you're hugging. If that's too much, go back to this. This is easier. This is a little bit more challenging. And then you have to get this hand around. Now, some of you can maybe have to turn the block a little bit thinner, but you can maybe get your hand onto that block. Oh, that just feels really nice. Yeah, that's it. So you can get your hand onto that block. Okay, and then watch the last thing you'll do, if it's coming well, is you centralize this leg. So that's the very last thing. Okay, so once you have a full turn, get ready. So sit in Dandasana, bring your fingertips under the back of the right knee. That's it. Decentralize your left leg into Upavishta Konasana. That's it. Give yourself a little bit of space, lean back, move this abdomen, and then either hold on to this right knee with your left hand or wrap your elbow around the front of the knee and then bring your right hand behind you. Maybe you're using the blankets again, or maybe you're using your block. That's it. And then turn, press your left leg down, lift up through your chest, Turn your abdomen to the right. Hug your knee in place. Lift your chin upwards. Nice. That's it. Get your left chest all the way around. And then only if it feels good, please, centralize your left leg. Centralize that left leg. Bring your left leg. That's the way. And turn even more. Turn even more. All the way around. Use your back arm. Beautiful. And now release. Great, you guys. Okay, let's do the last side. So bring your fingertips under the back of this left knee. Bring your left heel in. Decentralize this right leg. You can interlace the fingers here. You can lean back a little bit and start to get that sense of direction, the abdomen. Okay, and then you're either going to keep holding that left knee with your right hand. Otherwise, wrap this arm around and bring your left hand onto the blankets, or maybe you can use the block again, but you might have to make the block a little bit thinner. Yes, good. So press that right leg down. It's in Upavishta Konasana. Stay balanced evenly on your two buttock bones. Inhale, lift, and now turn your abdomen from the right to the left. Nice. Turn more with that back arm. Turn more with that back arm. Lift your chin up. That's coming well, Victoria. And then bring your right shoulder blade in, Victoria. Lift your chin up. That's it. Yes, turn. Think of Prasaritsa Padottanasan. Nice, Erica. Lift your chin up. Nice. Okay, and then only if it's coming well, centralize your right leg. Centralize that right leg and turn even more. Turn even more. You got it. And now release. That's great. So just sit in Tadasana with your legs going forwards. Be on the front of your sits bones. Press your hands down. Lift your chest upwards. And again, catch your breath, right? So roll those shoulders back. Great. Now come off of your props and we're going to come onto the back. So I want you to have a belt. Keep your blocks nearby. And some of you might choose to use a bolster instead of the blocks. Okay, but let's do Shatushpadasana with a belt around the front of the ankles. So lie down on your back. And then you have a belt right around the front of the ankles here. And you're holding onto the belt. The feet are about hip distance apart. And then we'll raise the hips up and down a few times, pulling back on the belt, climbing up onto the top of the shoulders. Okay, so get ready for that. Put your belt around the front of your ankles and hold onto the belt, but make sure that you're not walking your feet so far back that you're starting to close off your knee. Have your legs in a 90-degree angle. Yes, that's it. And have your heels a little bit wider than your toes. Feet are down. Good. Now press your feet down and then lift up your hips. Lift up those hips. Yes. And then once your hips are lifted, pull on the belt. Pull on the belt and shift your body weight back into the heels. Now lift your outer thighs upwards so that your knees don't splay apart. Lift your middle buttocks higher. Press your arms down and bring your shoulder blades up into the back. Yes, and now come down. Very good. So you're holding onto the belt close to the ankles. Have your heels a little bit wider than your toes. Turn the tops of your arms out. Press your heels down and now raise those hips upwards. Raise those hips. Now pull on the belt and shift your body weight back into your heels. Lift that middle buttocks upwards. Press your arms down. Bring your shoulder blades into your back. That's it, Natasha. So that your breastbone is sticking straight up. Lift those shoulder blades. There you go. That's it. Fight for that lift of your chest. Nice. Very good. And now come down. Great. Okay, now you can let go of your belt and just put your blocks under your pelvis. You can stack them one on top of each other going sideways, or maybe you can turn them upwards to the tallest level. So Setu Bandha. If the blocks feel too much, you can slide a bolster under your pelvis. You can have a bolster under the pelvis, but get as tall as you can with your hips. And then once you have the blocks under there, yes, that's it. And see if you can turn it long ways. See if you can turn it this way. And see if you can turn it that way. If you can. If you can't, yeah, you can use two. That's fine. Good. Good. Okay, now once you have your block there, just keep your left leg bent, but stretch out your right leg. Keep your right heel on the floor and lengthen the front of that right thigh. Yes, like you're lengthening your right thigh towards your knee. That's it. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulders down. And as you do that, bring your fingertips onto your frontal hip bones. And with your right leg straight and your left leg bent, pull your frontal hip bones upwards towards your chest until you feel some opening in your right hip flexor. Good. Now bend the right knee and stretch out the left leg. Stretch the left leg out. Scrub the heel along the floor and lengthen the front of that left thigh towards the knee, pulling the frontal hip bones up, letting the block bring the sacrum into the body. Yes, keep your shoulders down on the floor. Good. Now bend the left knee and then see if you can stretch out both legs. Now, if you cannot do that, move your blocks lower, or another choice is to put something under your feet. So elevate your feet or move the blocks lower if you have nothing to elevate your feet with. Keep scrubbing your heels outwards. Good. So if you're going to go lower with the block, turn it sideways. Yeah, turn it sideways if you're going lower, like that. That's it. And make sure it's right under your tailbone and sacrum. Good. Turn your palms upwards. Bend your knees for a second, Victoria. There you go. Now try that. Does that feel okay? Good. Keep lengthening the thighs towards the knees, pulling the frontal hip bones up. Turn your arms outwards and lift your shoulder blades up. Coil the back armpit to the front armpit. Relax the sides of your neck and your jaw and your tongue. These are beautiful. Erica, Nicholas, and Nicole. Soften your eyes. Okay, good. Now bend your knees and take those blocks out from under your pelvis. Let your back settle down onto the floor. That's it. And go for Shavasana. So you can take any support you need under your head. You can put something under the backs of your thighs, like your bolster, or you can put your bolster on top of your thighs, as long as your lower back is feeling good. Take a couple moments to get settled, choosing whatever props you want to use, and then pushing away any props you don't need to be touching, like stray blocks or belts or things like that. Take a few moments. The feet are as wide as the mat. The arms are a little bit wider than the mat. To relax your legs and your arms. Just think of your legs and your arms kind of moving away from your torso, like ships leaving a harbor. So you're lots of space in your hip joints and in your shoulder joints. And then soften your abdomen so you have a sense of your internal organs moving back, away from the surface, towards the back body. Relax across the top of the shoulders. Now focus in on your face and relax all of your facial muscles, all of those muscles that help you animate the face during the day. So smooth out the forehead, around your temples. Let loose your jaw. Let your eyes settle back, away from the lids. And relax deep inside your ears. Let loose. Let go. Let's see if you can relax a little bit more. Now bring your hands onto your body and begin to deepen your breath. Bend your knees and roll to your side. Come up with your head last and just sit in any position that feels good to you. And just absorb the effects of your practice. We focused on our turnings today, the parivritas, the revolved poses. Bring your hands to your heart center. Raise your chest upwards and bow your head to your heart. May all of us find more peace and contentment in our lives. May our loved ones find that same peace and contentment. And may the world around us also find that same peace and contentment. Namaste. Thank you very much.